Hello, my dear Aquarians, and look who is here. Somebody took the front row and is waiting to see what's going to happen. That's my little Aqua girl. So let's start. Safi, you want to know what is in the store for Aquarian? Huh? You can look at me here. You don't have to look at the screen. So let's start. My dear Aquarians, I also have full moon in Aquarius, which is happening on the 3rd. And plus minus 3 days is still very prominent. It's going to be very powerful full moon, and it's going to be something that really is for us a little bit different than for the other signs. It's going to be releasing something that we have been trying to do for ages, and we didn't get anywhere with that because of course it included involvement of the other people. It included moving the freaking world in a different direction. It was like trying to push that stone up the hill. It might happen. It might happen. And it's going to be different for us because everybody will be pushing it. Everybody will be doing their own thing, and they have to set their own needs aside in order to get this going. For us, we just need to chill. We really need to chill. We really need to take, not a first straw, like last straw. Just take a popcorn and enjoy. But I would advise doing my full moon meditation. I would advise watching the video as well for full moon in Aquarius. It's going to be the link at the end of this video, so you can just continue with clicking on. So let's see. And pardon me for being late. I have issues with my allergies and my asthma. It's hard to breathe, and sometimes I have days and I just cough and cough and cough. So I found a better day today, which is colder and it's raining and it's a storm. It's much easier for me. So we have that friendship. We have that caring. We have this Earth Tom. This is like, Knight of Pentacles. To me, it's the ultimate Aquarius card. I don't really care what anybody else says. Let's see what is the first major arcana. Oh my gosh, how appropriate. The Fool. It's a new cycle. It's that hopefulness. It's kind of like, it's the stars as well. I love it. Look at how much of our air energy is over there. It's kind of like, almost like feels that some of you felt, I'm just doing things for everybody else and I'm just being taken advantage of. Everybody just steps on me. I'm picking up on the anger when something like this works out. And look at this particular deck. Has the stars. It's called the stars, not the star. And the kid is looking at the lion, and this is like so totally, kind of like we are going through the transition of Leo, right, of some sort. And this kitty is also looking up to the sun. And it is kind of like talking about carrying through and carrying the burdens. Like, our job is almost done. We have put all of this, if you wish, revolution in motion. There are going to be lots of messages, lots of news, lots of things going on. It is like our actions and kind of like chipping the small things in our life that we're chipping to this like big mountain that really need to be taken down, and this like big kind of like intolerance of some sort, in order to get to, oh my gosh, yes, it feels better. We need new ideas. We need new attitudes. This like, those people who have, and those establishment people need to be shaken down. Like, it's not that we are going back to the kings and queens and kingdoms and divine rights of kings. We need to shift it. We need to change it. This is that proverbial age of Aquarius, right? And it's kind of like done in a way to kind of like hear others and understand others. There are going to be lots of news on the global scale. And look at the sun. We see the sun here. We see the sun here. And the sun is feeling like a sweet pea in Leo. And it's transitioning through Leo. This is the middle of us, middle of our reading. We are going to feel comfortable. We generally don't feel comfortable when we go through Leo transition. We feel weak, we feel exhausted, but this is talking about new energy, new emotions, new blood, new food, something new. We are turning new leaf, like what we are observing or If you're feeling more comfortable, this is also confidence. We want to express certain things, right? And this is combined with Eight of Sea reversed. Something is coming back. Maybe we are going back to some old issues, to old people. We need to express something. Or even we just speak in the air and we let those words out, because that's maybe all that is really needed. Then we have the Hermit. Hermit, yes, traditionally it represents Virgo, but to me also represents Aquarius, and I'm picking up here as an Aquarius. I feel that some Aquarians have been going through possible solitude, and that solitude was very kind of like targeted, right? It had a function of self-understanding. It held a function of kind of like clearing through the fog and all the messages and all, you must do that or you must have that, in order to kind of like clarify your own desires, your own needs, your own what you want. And that's Safi talking in the background. That's it. We kind of like put an end to it. Something had to stop. Something, whether this is some destructive habit or a person or both, there is like some kind of like cycle that have been going too many freaking times. We have repeated something too many times, and that maybe damaged our self-esteem. And this is why the sun, it's kind of correlating to solar plexus in the body. It's relating to confidence. It's relating to, hey, which way do you want to go? Do you want to go back down in the struggle, or you want to go up into that feeling good, connecting with people, understanding, projecting, like, good news, and thinking positively, thinking well of the other people. It's kind of like, I believe this could have been a release of negativity. It could be also a release of some kind of disease. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far, this is the strongest message, but this is also the strongest full moon in the entire year. And it's not any kind of moon. It's like on 11 degrees. Like that's monumental. And we have Three of Sky. So there is some kind of rejection. There is some kind of disturbance. But you know what? Rejection is God's protection. That's A. And B, if you don't try, you don't win. So you can just sit at home and do nothing and just continue to kind of like deal with that, or you can actually do something. And this Three of Sky in this particular deck, check it out. The kiddies are going around kind of like pushing the crystals down and knocking it over. Somebody's being klutz, or somebody's just being a jerk. So if somebody's being destructive in your life, because look at all this damage over here, that they're leaving the path of destruction, then it's really important. And maybe we're coming back to understanding, maybe something happened that we need to do some kind of repairs. Do we? Restitution of some sort. Maybe we did this destruction to somebody else. Maybe we caused something that is coming back to us, and this maybe needs to be released. Think about that. We always think it's the others, right? But what if maybe even the past life? I have past life readings. Check it out. It can tell you where you are on that scale. What are you working on? And then we also have a Five of Sky. I don't like to see these two cards. And there's like another Ten of Sky. The Swords card are always ominous, but it's our suit. It's really talking about a bigger lesson. And you don't get hard questions if you are not the best, right? You get really softballs if you're a loser. You really don't know what you're doing, right? When you get hard questions, and if you don't know how to resolve them, that means you're close to the mastery. So this is also talking about us versus them, right? Like in this particular deck, it's really talking about these different cats living in different clans. This particular clan, Sky Cats, they're like very independent cats. They didn't want to be a part of establishment, if you wish. They didn't want to sit at home on a pillow and be fed, right? And pampered. Maybe they have been just rejected. Maybe have been thrown on the street. Maybe they have been left to fend for themselves. They came from different kind of like corners. But now they're forming that powerful clan. But at the same time, they're very predatory, because the hardship that they brought them together is still not making them kind of like come and merge together. They're like together because together is stronger. So in this particular case, they're looking at this cat, the Sphinx cat, which is, by the way, a Canadian breed. as an intruder who is a rich fat cat that has no freaking room in their clan. Just like here, it's just like, it's almost like the hooligans painting graffiti on a beautiful building, right? Just as fu to the establishment kind of a thing. But this is like also kind of like about putting things in perspective, that sometimes, you know, these discrepancies are not really needed, and sometimes winning is really losing. So you really need to ask yourself if you have situations that are not win-win in your life. And then we have the priest over here, and this is like in our own house, and Mars is in Taurus, and I'm thinking this maybe can be talking about that. As I said in the beginning, for us this is not going to be about rebelliousness. This is not going to be on the front lines. In fact, we have been on the front line for a long time, and everybody laughed because we were there before our time, and now everybody is there and we are like maybe a little bit bored. And this is talking about these new rules, new sets of rules that we already integrated. That's going to be now good part for us, even though we're looking at the others and thinking like, where were you when I asked you to do that, and when I told you? Like, I mean, let's look at this concept completely from a different side, a viewpoint. You're now here and you're telling me something is a big deal, kind of a thing. But it's not going to be like that. It's going to be, I am still ahead, because this is not easy to integrate. This new me, and this new me is really needed because we need to shed something. We need to get through something that's very traumatic, something that really hurt us, that's maybe suppressed us, that's kind of like didn't even give us opportunity to breathe in order to kind of like move forward. And our environment, look at that. We get consequences reversed. Somebody is getting what they are deserving. Somebody, let me repeat that, somebody's getting what they are deserving. And the people who maybe wish us ill or who hurt us are going to get it back. This is specifically important for those who didn't retaliate, who just simply played, you know, with a clean game, and who just basically just wanted to, you know, justice to be served, and justice felt like it wasn't served, because this is kind of weird. This is almost like ethical and moral kind of like aspect, and this is more legal aspect. So if you are dealing with some kind of legal stuff where you felt, how is somebody getting away with that all the freaking time, and you felt maybe hurt or lost or manipulated with the system, they are getting it, and they would not be able to pull the wool over your face. There is one more karma card, because this is a karma card and this is a karma card. Like, this is the luck. It's turning around. Like, yes, we do have lots of things that have been hectic, that have been earthquakey, if you wish, right? And that kind of like made us like feel that we are like standing on some kind of like really shaky ground. And this is all changing. We need to remove a little bit, because these fives are basically warning us not to be hardened with things that happen, but in fact encouraged, because we actually did create a change, even on a small scale within our own life, that created all this big change that is happening out there. And this is heading us to some kind of equality. Six of Earth in a traditional deck is just like this card. Like, only these two cards have scales in traditional deck, scales of justice, and here's the scale about being measured in how much we give and how much we take, because that's also a lesson we need to learn. You just cannot give and give and give. It's actually much easier to give than is to take, and this is the lesson that needs to take. And here is that scale that kind of like needs to be there for everybody to get what they need, not what they want. So somebody's getting what they deserve over here. In this deck, we are seeing this great welcome. Somebody's willing to share not only the food, but look at it, they're like, I mean, head licks and the pampered, and like, what a beauty, like of a possibly stray cat with the kittens getting such a big welcome. And this is like finally happening, and it's kind of interesting to me that I have almost like the earth over here, earth and earth and earth. It's kind of grounded. So we are going back to some situation redoing that situation. The situation maybe still creates some tricky points, but it's ultimately doable. It's ultimately working out, and it's pushing us on a completely new path. And lastly, to seal the reading, I pulled one more card, and this card is Yin. The essential meanings are the feminine principle or receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues, the art of conscious allowing, and relationship message. Let others take the lead right now. Your power lies in small gestures, soft awareness, and conscious surrender. By yielding the reins, you'll find yourself effortlessly moving closer to what you truly desire. Permit others to tell you who they are or who can they be to you by allowing their actions to speak about them. You will be pleasantly surprised. In short, Aquarians, we are going to be on our best. Certain things will still resurface. There are going to be few claws being kind of like ting, 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 ting coming out from time to time. But you know what? It's going to feel by the end of the month that the bygones are bygones and we are in a completely different space. You might also win a lottery. Just saying. And if you do, I want my cut. So guys, if you so far are not subscribed to my Instagram or Facebook, please do, because I kind of release the daily reading there, daily card over there, so you can also see the vibration of every day. If you want a reading with me, contact me via cattarot.ca. And if you want to communicate with me offline, not to leave the comment publicly, then just contact me. My email address is in the description box. I love you, my aqua ladies. Just be soft, be gentle, be feminine, whether you're a man or a woman, and just enjoy the show. Love you. I'll talk to you soon.